Okay, I hope this counts. Are we ready to continue this where I use any means possible to blast through this game as fast as possible? We ready to continue this going? I gotta justify that bar. Hey JP, Larissa, everyone start giving me hi. Let me say hi to people. And as people are saying hi, let me say that bar, there's a reason it got reset to like 370 some. It really sucks, and I'll say this a second time. It really sucks that people do this, and I'm not gonna sit here and out anybody. So there's good news and bad news. I got the oxygen concentrator today. I ordered it. It should be here. Hopefully it'll be here by Friday, shipped. Maybe by Saturday. Oxygen concentrator that actually has 3 liters per minute, like I actually need as a maximum setting. It is ordered. So it's on the way. I hate it that some people for internet brownie points sometimes help to do things like if everyone, and then I'm just gotta play the game. You know how how do I say this best? Remember that yesterday, anyone that was with me at the very beginning of the stream, I said that as long as nobody does any chargebacks or anything like that, then, you know, this will all be great. I know that because when we did the fundraiser where we raised $1,600, I had to pony up a few $100s of my own because I gave the money, and then I saw that people, for just the internet cloud of looking like they're trying to do a nice thing, were actually doing chargebacks, or I found out later that they had insufficient funds and it still popped it up on the screen. So my brain said that, like, I warned yesterday that might happen. That absolutely happened. It's $370.10 were either chargebacks from yesterday, from various people. No one that's a regular here did that. There was one person that, I'm not going to make them feel awful and let's not witch hunt, that is one of the people that had insufficient funds and it reversed it. And I'm sure that they feel awful because they should know. But I know that from even back when we did Dark Souls 3, there was someone who was using their parents' credit card, and there was a scam that you used to be able to do that is convoluted, not explaining it, but end of the day, it made it so that you can get your money back. Crazy Cooney, it's not you. Oh, it's not you. No. I'm not outing anyone who it is, because anyone who it is, they know at this point either that it didn't go through or whatnot. So let's go ahead and play the game. Like, the people that know what they did, either they probably feel really awful about what happened, or they feel nothing. So now, there you go. It is what it is. Hey, Vamp. I'll re-explain it as we go. I was getting excited that we were getting into the territory of paying for food and bills. I put a pair of actual good shoes on the wish list. I put the first pair I could find. They're like $130. I've never spent. That's wrong. It has been since I was 24 years old that I've spent $130 on a pair of shoes, and it has been since I was 22 that I spent that kind of money on a pair of shoes for training and running and everything like that. I said I'd put a pair on, and then I looked up like a list of the top 14 rated for treadmills and road and physical therapy and all that kind of shoes, lighter weight, everything like that. They came up, I added to the cart, and then I started this up, and I was like, oh my god, they're $130 or $40. I'm gonna go find a cheaper pair and put it on that list, on that wish list. But I said I'd do it. I actually said it to one particular person that asked me yesterday. And that one particular person is probably listening, and they know who they are, that they said they wanted. And I told that particular person to not be the first one to try to go on that wish list and do something, like, because that particular person continuously behind the scenes helps to try to support me. So there's a few of you guys who I just want to say thank you, that your name never gets to show on the screen. But there's a few of you guys who genuinely ask me never to tell people that you like, hey, like, don't play this on Streamlabs or something like that. And for every person that's ever done something like that, it's been as little as like $5. It's been as much as, you know, when I live back, there's somebody who fixed my air conditioner back in 2016, 2017, somewhere in there, and everything in between. Lately, it's people like, hey, here's $20. Please don't tell anyone I did this because I'm broke, but I wanted to be able to support you. How, like, I just sent it to you. And I'm like, okay, no one ever has to know if that's how you feel. For anyone who's ever been like that, that supports in the background and doesn't want me to tell the community, screw you. I want to give you props, but thank you very, very much. But I do add it to the bar whenever that happens. If you ever see fluctuations in that bar from like one stream to another and you're like, where did that number come from? It's someone in the background who just asked not to be named. That's what I did. I added it to it, and that's my coy way. Thank you, Crazy
I'm gonna let you in on a
let's get into
little-known
this.
secret
I
of comedy.
failed yesterday.
Bad things
I failed.
aren't funny
Thank
when
you.
they
Everyone
happen to Daddy.
What about Mommy?
Over there.
Oh, Mommy's fair game. Go for the throat.
Let's get it started.
Let's get it started in here. Okay, we gotta do a new game. We're doing Inferno. Here's the deal. I have not played this in a long time. So we're going to do whatever we can to get through this as fast as possible. I'm getting reused to the controls, but I'm going to feel nothing. I've been playing Resident Evil 2 and 4 more. 3, I actually like the gameplay. Inferno is fun. It's the only way that I can beat Final Nemi consistently. But, like, you know, I'm gonna suck a little. So, you know, we all have our issues. No, not like rocket launcher. No. I mean, like, I don't know what things I have at my disposal, but we'll use the things at my disposal. And I'm not necessarily, like, I think it lets you show, like, the rankings results. Yeah, I'm not going to, on this, immediately just bust out an S ranking. I might, like, just save it as many times as we have to and try to bust out an A ranking real fast. Like, I'm not gonna pretend I can do something I can't when I haven't played this consistently enough, because it is more action oriented. So that might be. When this game first came out, whoops, I was playing it on Inferno and doing well. As someone else pointed out, I think it's Mike Graham. Probably most of what I was doing was on console. That's why I'm like, where are all my achievements? Yeah, I have her in classic still. Where are all of my unlocks? Where's all my everything?
Who could that be?
Doesn't matter. You know.
What the hell is that thing?
I've gotten my S on Inferno, so I've done my thing, and people are still actually asking me to make a guide for this, even though so many people crapped on the game. I assume that once I get into Resident Evil 4 remake, people will pile it back in, and then I'm gonna be told do Resident Evil 7 and 8. In which case, if it pays the bills, sure, beggars can be choosers, and don't stop your guts. You ruptured something. Until I get the actual oxygen concentrator I just ordered here. Yeah, I put it on a credit card. I actually got flagged by my bank of like, like, I was $40 for maxing the credit card out, and I got flagged for possible fraud. That, you know, with the whole text message and then like a call at the same time while I was driving, finalizing, while I was picking up my son from school. I multitask. And they're like, oh, the payment didn't go through, and I was like, I know I have enough on credit card. I know I do. I don't use it for anything but emergency. And then I saw a text, like, I was like, I'm getting a call. I'll answer that later. I'll let it go to voicemail. And then finally I saw, like, there was a text message that had come through that my phone's all broken in 1,000 different ways. A text message came through of like, we need you to approve these purchases, as like the bank has seen that whatever has gone on. And it's like, oh God, no. And so it was like, do you have like a subscription of one of the websites that you've been taking nursing classes on? Is this an appropriate charge? Is this other thing an appropriate charge? Is this the air concentrator an appropriate charge. It was declined, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I just have to hit the Y button and recharge it. So I put on a card, but I have to. I have to, but that's my emergency card, and I can't carry credit. Like one cycle later, and it's gonna be over. That thing has got like a over 30% like interest rate on it. It's a stupid card. By the way, now that more people are here, and I said everyone to say hi, I see JP, Kale, Patrick Carrier, Crazy Cooney, and thank you once again to start it off, Crazy Cooney, Majida, Larissa, Matthew, Adam, 420. Oh God, stop it! A true winner won. I see Sebastian Med there, Angel, Blue, Abadai, Blue Jay, Del Rio Boy, Anakin, Firefowl, I think it is back there, Isla, Vamp, what's going on? I see, I'm scrolling down. Chris G, Gus, what's going on? Okay. Oh, wait, Patrick, beggars can't be choosers. You have no idea about some of the music I work on. Just finishing a song that has literally no redeeming qualities about it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your ears are going through depression right now. I know that you're going through that. Your ears need a therapist. I know, just absolutely awful in every single way. Yeah. Chris G, Gus, Shadow, what's going on? Hey, Ferris Open World. Hey, Jeffrey, what's happening? I used to sing. Most of the things I sang in were just like semi-professional settings. I sing in choirs as well.
Over here.
Oh, asking some of the touring choirs I've been with though, to sing things like like wanna be from the Spice Girls. Please no, God no. No. Don't trust a classically trained choir or anything that gets labeled choir and not a traveling chorus, a traveling singing group, traveling quartets. I'd rather anything else be, but nope. Really, as an English magical. You wish you could sing, but you're too shy to get lessons? I believe everyone can sing. I believe that everyone that starts training their ear actually, you have vocal cords. Everyone can like feel like they can get their voice lower or higher. Like you can do things with them. I just think a lot of people don't realize that your vocal cords are just as much an instrument as, let's say, oh crap. Your vocal cords are just as much of an instrument as, let's say, a guitar. And so it takes a lot of training, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of effort. So unless you're one of the extreme cases of why you can't sing, I believe everyone can sing. Now, don't ask me if everyone should sing, because the answer to that is no. Like maybe with a group, so like you're singing a harmony and it gets. There are very few exceptions to what I think. Like I think everyone can sing. I think everyone can learn how to do art, or how to be an artist. I think it's just things that when. Did I perfect dodge into the other one just to chomp on there? Are you kidding? And this is why we're not going for an S when I do this, because I can't do that. That opening sequence is the only thing that drives me crazy. Don't have much right now, just want to help. Listen.
We would like to buy one child, please!
Thank you so much. Everyone hashtag Mike G. Listen, Mike. Listen. A lot of $5 bills equals up to everything's taken care of. Anything for someone in my position helps. It does. I'm not. You're not looking at somebody who's going here and being like, just $5. Oh my God, I'm giving it back. kidding? My whole career is built off of like looking at YouTube analytics and things like that and going like, yeah, that video still made 13 cents and I made it like 8 years ago. Let's go. Like, that's I nickel my dime and dime my way in my career up to a paycheck. So like I'm not about to. Every little bit helps. It's true. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everyone hashtag my cheek. Why didn't it? Did it pop up? Pop up, damn you. It popped up already. Okay, I'm just the idiot. I would even appreciate 5 cents. You ain't joking. I know exactly where my change jar is. You kidding? Go into the kitchen, left-hand side, top drawer. It's in the bottom, back right of the drawer. It's in an old pill bottle I've got that was for a prescription that was dated back in 2015.
What the hell is that thing?
I've got one in there that's strictly for pennies and the other one for any silver change. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a nickel. That's... I don't know if anyone's actually run small businesses or are watching, but like that's how you run the business. Like nickels matter. They do. They are still currency. It is what it is. Okay. This time I'm not going to screw up. I do not guarantee anything. I'm going to save it at the train station so we don't have to redo this starting part again. Though not everyone wants to train their toes that much. Oh, yeah. We had auditions, everything. No one wants to really train their vocals. They just want to believe they're good enough as they are. Listen.
This all happened so fast.
Just like everything else, I have an opinion about this. I truly believe no matter, even the best vocalist in the world can be better. It takes dedication, it takes training, it takes the idea that it takes the idea that you can be happy about milestones and then you still push yourself to the idea of, but I could do that a little bit better. Like, that's how people get better. Then there's people that Patrick probably deals with, and that kind of training is that they're like, nah, they booked that studio session, they booked his time and the effort, they booked whatever, they done trying, they're ready to lay down some things, and they shouldn't be. I was spamming right button. I beg to differ on how that interaction went down. Now I just have to remember to dodge to the left and not get bitten by the ankle biter because I screwed up. And if I have to do this a third time, I'm going to want to like pry my eyes out with a spoon.
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not
Training your ear and vocal cords. I can read during these parts though. It's just like working out any muscle. Oh yeah. Too many people rely on auto-tune? Oh no, I'll out them in a heartbeat. Do you know how easy it is to tell whether a singer's voice is auto-tune? Your voice is never supposed to hit a note perfectly. Like, there is another YouTuber who talked about using, like, you'll never hear, like, someone sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow Again, something like that. And the thing they kept pointing out is that, like, if you go by the tuned instruments behind her, even some of those instruments are out of tune. And, like, you hear her, when she hits a note, she, like, is this somewhere, like, she climbs to it really well.
I'm much smarter than the things
Thank
that I
you,
say.
clown.
Usually much smarter than the things that I say.
Really
appreciate
enjoy
that.
your streams, and I just wanted to help.
I really appreciate that. Everyone hashtag clown over there. I really appreciate that.
It's my turn, bitch.
I really do. Everyone hashtag clown. Here's the thing. And my opinion on it is just simply this. A lot of people blame auto-tune, and it is because people have a misconception of what happens. A good vocalist can be corrected But then the use of auto-tune, it depends on who's producing, who's actually doing like the audio engineering behind it. You're never supposed to engineer someone's voice to hit perfectly notes just like an instrument would. And on top of that, sometimes the instruments behind you aren't perfectly in tune. If you sing with like an orchestra behind you, you sing to the band, you sing to the orchestra. So maybe they tune to the A string of like, you know, the concert master. Now all their instruments are just, that A wasn't tuned to a 420, it's like a 415, something like that.
Kidding me?
It's not a big deal, not a big difference.
You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
All right, dude, open the door. But like you sing to the guitar, you sing to the choir, like you got to be aware of your surroundings. Like, when you find tuned instruments like pianos, for example, biggest example, your voice isn't supposed to hit it. It wavers. You have a vibrato. If you sustain a note, it's never supposed to be exactly on the note the whole time. That's when it gets overdone because it sounds overproduced. Yeah, that debate. I'm not going on that one, Patrick, because I don't know where you stand on it, and I like you, and so if we stand on two different sides of it, I don't actually. I say nothing about it because there's no need. Sneakers are just for wear. No need to spend that much. You haven't had shin splints going through physical therapy, have you? You've not been told to keep running when everything's given out, and your shoes are literally slapping the ground because they're too heavy, not made right for you. I'm gonna put a cheaper pair, but that comes from somebody who's literally never had to go through physical therapy and been given a prescription for $300 shoes, have you? You've never been through that, have you? Because that comes straight from the mouth of somebody who does not know what it's like to have to go through intensive shit. I'm trying to find another. I only realized they're 140 when I got on the stream. I was looking at it. You don't have to spend money like that. I don't want people to spend money like that. They would be great. I don't want people to spend money like that on shoes. Like I already said, last time I spent money like that on shoes, I was in my 20s. My shoes are falling apart, and like I have another pair of shoes. If I would like to not be able to finish my physical therapy, just ask me to wear the other shoes I have. They're tennis shoes. Tennis shoes are not running shoes. Running shoes are not jogging shoes. Jogging shoes. Wow, I'm talking to someone who doesn't actually. Do you cardio, bro? It's the internet. What do I expect? Google it. Google it. I don't have time for. I don't have time for that in my life. My life is more complicated than actually even addressing that. Anyway, I'll try to find a cheaper pair. I just put the first one up on a list of 14 of the done by a place that I actually think is reputable for shoes I've gone for before. But God, the internet, am I right? Anyway, we're getting rid of this, and we're doing the Samurai Edge. Okay, and we're getting rid of this. And we're doing this, and then we're doing recovery, assault. Hopefully I don't take a big hit. Right. There's bolt cutters and lockpick to skip over stuff, and let's hope that this is the loadout. When is the last time I saved it in here? Yeah, 2020. It's all 2020. Is there a save that I know is good? Yeah, you spend most of your life either on your feet with shoes, wearing them, or in bed while you're sleeping. They are some of the two most important things that you can spend money on. I never understood why people don't like, people save up for like a really good car, right? That's another just giant pet peeve of mine. People save up and put so much stock. If a car can get me from point A to point B and do the things I need to, like my son has a baseball bag. Can the baseball bag fit in the car? We need some saves. I can't keep going to the beginning. It'll send me to the beginning. This is Inferno. I need some saves, bro. I've never understood why people will drop 20,000 on a car, but won't drop, 500 on a new mattress that'll do them better. you know, go to one of the mattress stores that's probably a front for some or criminal organization at this point, because there's way too many of them. How do people drop so much on things that you stay in car unless you travel a lot? How do people spend so much time on that? And then they don't buy better shoes and better cars. I spend more time on a couch, in a bed, and on my feet than I will hopefully ever spend in a car again. Don't make me go back to those days. Don't make me go back. I don't want to go back. God. I'll do it if I have to. Like, I do what I gotta do, but... yeah, things need to be functional for me. You're not gonna get me to, like, buy into things that aren't just functional. And like I said, those were the first ones on an extensive list that I scrolled down and I saw someone, like, somewhere, like, the $300-400 price range, and I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, all right, it says on the site that was giving reviews on, like, good shoes for road running, treadmills, and for physical therapy and all that stuff. Like, the all-rounders, they can get you through a marathon. They're not really meant for it. They're meant for, like, they're meant for basically what you're doing in physical therapy. I saw, and the website that probably gets, like, a commission for me clicking on their link said, oh, they're, like, they're $90. I was like, that's a little on the high side. I think the pair that I've got right now costs, like, I had coupons for it, and they cost $75, but, you know, it's on the high side. And then I started the stream. I thought I was getting everything under control. I went, whoa. That is not what they said.
Gotta put this out.
Oh, yeah, credit cards are for emergencies. Oh, yeah, there's a reason. My son is in the other room. There are several good reasons I'm divorced, and one of those good reasons sure is credit card use. Because they are for emergencies. And once you start using credit cards, it's hard to stop. It's the best I can do. Yeah, I eventually, like, credit cards are just a downward spiral. It's money you don't have for things you probably don't need in the first place. They'll get you in trouble fast. Yeah, I shouldn't go into my personal relationship with the, you know, mother of my child, but let's just say we had differing opinions on things like that, and it's a lot. It's a slippery slope type deal. Yeah. Recently, I had an MRI for my left foot. Turns out there's not enough space to turn my ankle on my foot bone. Been in pain for 12 years. Oh God, I'm sorry to hear that. Orthopedic soles only do so much. Yeah, they do. I'm sorry to hear that. Jeez. And you're talking about an area that, like, that's the reason you're not supposed to be running on roads, and why ellipticals have like come into style and fashion and whatnot. Like, ellipticals have come into their own specifically for that reason. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like it when the people here are in pain. It sucks. I mean, I know I'm sitting here being like, I don't like it when people are in pain. Sniff of oxygen. Oh. I can't get what's in it, though. It's 937. I think it's 937. I wrote it down yesterday. 9 3 7. Yeah. Dude, a rowing machine. You're speaking to my inner child of watching Chuck Norris in the Nord track. You kidding? Yeah. Like, he wanted to talk about, is it the Nord track? Is that what was it? I was like, I'm with you, Chuck. Hey, Elle, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'd love a rowing machine. Right now, I'm, you know, physical therapy happens in a gym, but I'd love a rowing machine. Or something. Yeah, I just don't, I'm not sure I want another treadmill. You know what the worst part of being a treadmill owner is? Figuring out how to get rid of the treadmill after you decide not to use it after like 2 or 3 years. Bowflex was Chuck. That's right. I wanted a Bowflex. That's what it was. Oh, I almost dodged it. No, no, no. Don't. Like, I've owned 2 treadmills in both times. I should have kept the last one. My ex and I had it, and it stayed at her. I should have brought it here. Cause I like running. It calms me down. After very long streams, I am very well known for. Before I got the big C the first time, I go in and take a nice long jog to try to calm everything down. My brain, turn it off. There we go. Okay. But I want to be able to get back into the shape where that's right, the box is in there. Let's just grab what we need. This, we can add these 2 together. High grade, combined with another to make mag ammo. That combines that. It's a fancy box. There's handgun ammo. But yeah, when any of your joints like that, those synovial joints, when they start losing their padding, like they're meant to go in a direction and not really do much more, and when you start losing that spacing, holy crap, it sucks. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I truly hope everyone here watching is as healthy as they can be and as happy as they can be. I don't mean for anyone to ever show up to a stream and feel like they feel down because they see something going on with me or something. I also don't feel like I want to show up to my own job and it's a job where I'm asked to like speak and I hide, that type deal. So I just did the air traffic controller. So we're gonna be seeing a little bit of turbulence and should be arriving at our destination. What was I saying? I just distracted myself. I'm my own worst enemy for distractions. There's the other box I need. Do I have shotgun shells? Cool. It's a fancy box. I can't carry you yet. My inventory's full. I'll come back to you in a sec, because there's another grenade. I understand that joint pain that comes with that. I feel bad for anyone that has to go through that because it's just. Thank you. I'm out. I do hope the people here that are as happy and healthy as they can be. That's a hard sell sometimes. I know things happen in life. They happen to everyone because life happens. The idea that people come here and I hope that they are getting better is always what I'm hoping in the background. I know some people are here because to get a relaxation from their life. It's entertainment, I guess. Am I actually entertaining? Who knows? It's entertainment, I guess. It's Steven Jackson 2024. My streams, entertainment, I guess. Elliot, I don't like comparing. Store like a lot of these. I really don't like comparing the different games. Yeah, Nike is one of the only ones that make my shoe size in their entirety because I've got weird feet. Is that weird? I've got weird feet. I've got for the rest of my dimensions, I have just weird feet. Like, it just doesn't fit with the rest of the situation type deal. They're extremely wide and a bit shorter, but like I guess I'm steadier than most people. I don't know the upside. It's just weird. Like, shoes are just horrible for me to have to go find. Nike used to be one of the companies I used to go to because instead of having a longer foot, I have a wider foot. So like I used to need to Nike has smaller sizes, so instead of like a 10.5 on average, I could order a 10. Or when they started doing quarter sizes, I could do a 9 and hit them. I could do the 9 3/4 with their extra wide, and that would fit. And then Nike just like, what happened, Nike? I thought we had a good thing going.
This must be the subway company's offices.
I feel like Nike dropped me. Like, come on, I needed this type deal. Otherwise, I used to because of the width of my foot, used to have to buy a size 11. Yeah, there were only a few companies that did like quarter sizes, and they were one of them. So oh no. 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 Oh, I can still cut it and come back. I'll just get on my way back. No, I don't want to carry you right now. You take up too much space. So I don't need the bolt cutters there. Fastest way is now... Oh, God. I'm already at 20 minutes? Game. Let me breathe. Shoot. 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 I'm taking too long already. I'm taking too long already. Oh, let's not have the whole... Okay, listen. I might seem judgmental and opinionated. I very much do try to qualify my statements with, you know, there's pros, there's cons, there's in-betweens, there's everything in between between what I say and what everyone experiences, everything like that. Let's not start a chat that's just absolutes, because they never work. It's asking to argue. Absolutes ask to argue. Like, an absolute, like, things are not this, they're that. That's... I'm not telling people not to have an opinion. It's the internet. Like, other people also have an internet, and since it's subjective, like, that's not a... It's... No, don't... That's just asking people to fight. We should be chill here. There should be a... We can be real here, but let's also be real chill. Cue me screaming about a puzzle that's in Resident Evil 4 that hopefully we get to Resident Evil 4 today. I'll change the thumbnail to scratching out this game too. Cue me to yelling about that game. Why do people hate Resident Evil 6 so much? I will answer that one. That one's not actually all that big of a deal to say anything about. I'd say hate is a strong word. Specifically because... Just get it out of here because it'll drive me crazy. I think that... While I am in the camp of I very much disliked Resident Evil 6, it's the same problem I had that I tried to explain. If you want to go recheck my Resident Evil 4 OG stream and why it needed a remake stream. And Resident Evil 6 is that problem on crack. That's all. Original Resident Evil 4 by Salazar's Castle shifted tone, changed everything. It dropped pretexts of like that fog, that mystery, the suspense, scary, rainy nights, all that, and put you in an action movie. Like, how many times could Leon have used that grapple in the original of like they threw up to out of his waist out of nowhere? Like that is a Deus Ex Machina if I've ever seen. So like I did a whole stream saying that the problem with Resident Evil 4 original was just is bipolar. Like you can like it, you have nostalgia glasses, but I played it front to back and I did a 13.5-hour stream or something like that, and they cut off the back end just to show that there is a very definitive point where most people usually stop playing Resident Evil 4 original. They don't usually play it all the way through. When you have to experience it front to back, you realize that there's a part where you naturally get the feeling of like, I'll come back and play it, and usually it's the castle or the island, because there's a dissonance. I just think the average human being doesn't like cognitive dissonance, which my psychology degree, let me check, says yes, the average human being does not like cognitive dissonance. So to switch you from horror atmosphere to immediately all action, all different everything, that's an expectation being subverted by something that you didn't know. I think Resident Evil 6 just did it, but like way more. The reason that Resident Evil 6 gets a bad rap is that it is 3 different games slammed into one game, and none of them are finished. It is, if you want to know what ADHD looks like in a game, like ADHD, a lot of symptoms are being like jumping back and forth from one subject to another, having a goal, trying to accomplish something, getting 95% there and not being able to finish the last 5%. A lot of things. There's a lot that goes behind ADHD. If you want to find ADHD, the game, it's called Resident Evil 6, and you can still enjoy it. It's just, you know, it is what it is. It just is what it is. And if it's your cup of tea, it's your cup of tea. I'll always talk about that one. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm Vortepich. I'm butchering that name. I'm sorry. The Rorschach test of names. I'm so sorry. Everyone has like roar over there. Yeah, I'll just say instead that isn't me comparing a game. That's just saying that's saying that Resident Evil 6 just had the idea of like any one of those could have been a separate like chapter in the Resident Evil 6 game. Like they could have made a full game of just Leon and Helena is her name, whatever. They could have just made a full one that is Sherry and Jake. They could have made a full one that is Chris, you know. Trying to combine them of doing like the Resident Evil 5 style with Chris's part, the original like Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 2 vibe with the T-Virus type vibe with Leon's part, and doing jujitsu and having Wolverine in a girl's body but not X-23 as a third part, and then trying to make them intermingle. I don't want to harp on this for too long because I want to play the game. I've already said the easiest fix for the game of it, Resident Evil 6 needs a remake. Just don't do the whole play 3 separate scenarios and then you see where they intertwine once you get them. I've already spitballed my pitch for that one. Like, have a narrative. Have a place where you switch perspectives. Just build on the narrative. Decide where your starting point is. Decide where your ending point is. and like play from one character and then like switch shoes into the next character. Their play style is a bit different, but you don't change the atmosphere drastically. You just like, my best example is like Leon and Chris get into it. Maybe you run up into the fight as Leon and then you have to switch perspectives to being Chris. Almost like Nier Automata does at some point, so you had to change. I won't get in it. Other games that make you choose. And then you switch and then you play through like an important part and you get more of the story and you build the whole thing without switching like the entire thing up into this snowball, and I'm simplifying it from what I said, into a thing where it's one story, or just do it episodic. I mean, we can have an episodic with here's another spitball I didn't say the first time. Turn Resident Evil 6, take all 3 scenarios, make them 3 episodes with a 4th scenario that shows you how they all tie together as like all this intermingled with some like unwrapping some mysteries that they can throw in there that they hinted in for all 3 scenarios. Like you could have caught that like when Jake ran into Leon that this was in the background, but now it means something and all of a sudden this is gonna happen. Wow, I'm being too animated with the way I speak because I don't have the oxygen for it. But like, you know, have like the wrap up episodic where like the conspiracy board gets pasted together for you type deal. Like that'd be kind of cool. There's a few different things. It's just too all over the place. It's ADHD the game. I really like Leon's part of Resident Evil 6. I actually, after that, I like Sherry's part. Sherry and Jake's part the next best because Sherry is a continuation of science and I like it. She is walking cancer that's beneficial, and the idea that, you know, she can get shrapnel and she has this thing going on. Like exploring that in any way is kind of cool to me. Even though it depends on Chris's part is the part I didn't like because Resident Evil 5 runs on. I mean, it's Resident Evil 5. I'm just not getting into all that. That's one of those. Long story short, Resident Evil 5 fell for its own vices and it turned into what it is. You know, that is what it is too. Resident Evil 5 got wrong their own like Resident Evil 4 success made Resident Evil 5 the best-selling Resident Evil, I believe, still of all time over all platforms. But the success led people to believe that, like, maybe the action part, maybe this part, maybe the other part was the correct way to go. So they went all action. And people's expectations from Resident Evil 4 being so great. Like, now we're in next-gen territory, and Resident Evil 4... Resident Evil 5 must be Resident Evil 4, but better. So people pre-ordered, they did all the things, and then we didn't have like jerk reviews.
I'm much smarter
Whoa, my
than
God!
the things that I say.
I forgot they're on pause.
Usually much smarter than the things that I say.
Hey there!
Just saw the stream name. Thank you for all the good work on the Everyman guides. I hope this helps.
It does help. It really, really does help. Everyone, hashtag Red Sword. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just talking out my butt a lot right now. But yeah, Ada in there. Of course, we got like Ada. Just take what I'm saying for what it is. It's Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 got to where it is, not based on what was thought to have been what would be the continued success from what Resident Evil 4 did correct. And so it got to be a high seller and gave false expectations to the dev team about what they should do, what they got right, what they got wrong. It just did a lot of things that made 5 look like it was the best that they have done, even though critical response was lower of 5 than 4, and there's a lot of commentary about please don't go further with this. And then 6 came out and they're like, oh, did you say go further with this? And they're like, okay, we took your that is absolutely Resident Evil 6 is when you give constructive criticism to your boss and they take it into consideration. You know what I'm talking about? Anyone been there? The constructive criticism when you get it from the boss. And I don't mean like big boss. Like, you know, there's something that we should do. We'll take that into consideration. And then something changes in your workplace and you're like, why did that change? It's like, well, we thought about what you said. We thought about it. We took it into consideration. And these are the changes we made, and they're not the changes you asked for. And you're like, I did, but like, it was a bunch of people saying, we really like the way that Leon played in Resident Evil 4 and the first 2/3 of the game. Resident Evil 5 gave us some action, but punching a boulder and everything, like, maybe there could be, like, action, and there can be a partner that, you know, the co-op is awesome. And maybe we can bring back some of the tones of Resident Evil 4 and its predecessors of being actual horror, where you sit there and you crap your pants. And it's like Capcom took it as like the boss being like, we hear you, we'll get back to you. And then they get back to you and they're just like, here it is, and they lay the game out for you. You know, it's like, what is this? Like, we took your concerns into consideration, and after a lot of deliberation, we came to the conclusion that, and then they just hand you the game, and you're like, I didn't, like, they're like, okay, so you took it into consideration, so you made me 3 different games and you put it into one? Thanks? I guess? Did you get the water cooler? It's like, what? I asked for a water cooler in the break room and you gave me a sink. It's not the same. Like, I wanted to be able to go in, and it's like, we took it into consideration. We ran a hose from outside and made a basin from a Home Depot bucket. And so at any time now that you want water, just turn on this pre-installed meant to be outside faucet and you can fill up your cup anytime. We got you covered. We got water in the break room. It's like, I asked for it. No, we heard your concerns. And to make it even better, we put paper towels next to it in case there's a leak. And also, we got Flex Seal because we figured out that there's a leak in the bottom of the bucket. So in case you fill up your water, did you at least get the paper cups? We took your thoughts into consideration, and we got everybody a one-time use metal container that will taste metallic every single time you fill it up with water. It's better for the environment. So we got everyone the metal container with a metal straw that will make your teeth feel weird every time, and you can't drink cold beverages out of. We thought about it. We actually specifically said we didn't want metal containers, but we took that in consideration. That is what Resident Evil 6 is, the game. We took it into consideration, and
Smells like,
oh,
I don't even want to think about it.
oh my God, old Fulton County Stadium for baseball. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Old Fulton County Stadium, where I used to, when I was young, every blue moon, I got to see, like, the Braves or something. It's like, we need bathrooms in the stadium. We need a renovation on the bathrooms. We took your concerns into consideration and gave you a piss trough. What? Yeah, you see this? Everyone now lines up. Instead of having extra stalls, which, let's get to the point. I mean, like, when you're watching a baseball game, you don't want to miss out on the action. So instead, we made a trough that's made for animals to drink out of, that's slightly tilted. We installed that against the wall. You have no privacy, but you have the convenience of dropping your drawers right in front of everyone and having everyone else look to the side nonchalantly because everyone's had a few drinks at the ball game, just for the 8-year-old to also need to use the same piss trough. And for your convenience, we gave you non-working sinks, but don't worry, there's hand sanitizer that runs out within 15 minutes of the game starting. You're welcome. What happens if someone plugs the drain in the piss trough? Well, then you have a piss container. Oh. Just oof. And you know what? That's a real story. I didn't just like, did he, that's like r/ is extremely specific. Yep. Oh yeah, that's extraordinarily specific.
Fucking gross.
Oops, did not mean to go this way. Crap. Can I run fast enough to dodge? Can I run fast enough to dodge? Can I run fast enough to dodge into here? Yep. Okay. But I gotta deal with them because I'm an idiot. Come on.
Here we go.
Alright, we're dodging right back out, I guess. Alright. That can't be extremely specific. Somebody else here had to have grown up in Georgia and gone to old Fulton County Stadium. Someone, please. Get my back on this. Someone, please. Please. That's not oddly specific. That's just... That was Fulton County Stadium. Oh, no. Stop doing those things. I like it not so much when you do that. Nope.
Come on!
No, no, no. 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 As soon as you aim at that, they go away. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, no, get in your inventory. Just get out. Uh-oh. Well, you're about to see a death scene that I hate. You know what? It killed the... Oh, no. It's still the death scene. I don't remember if you have to quit out. Oh. Please don't let me look back at the chat and see once again some of the same things I just encouraged not to be spoken in chat. Just like... I really try to qualify. Let me qualify one more statement. If you truly believe a franchise and a brand is centered around characters,
Smells like
when it's called Resident Evil and it's supposed to be centered around a residence of evil, a biohazard in Japanese, and since it doesn't have your favorite characters, that's what's going on.
I got 1, I got 3. Can I get a 5?
Don't
Can I
know
get a
what to tell
5?
you.
5 in the fishness. 5 in the fishness. Can I get a 5 in the fishness? Can I get
Thank
a
you
5
so
in the
much. Thank you,
fishness?
thank you, thank you.
Words I didn't think I'd ever say, ever.
I'm trying to get better.
Can I mention
Thank you,
ever
thank you.
again?
Everyone hashtag Arcus. I appreciate that. I'm okay. It won't let me hit like on those things. Yeah, I see that. If you guys stay around, like, don't. I don't want to, like, listen. Do you want all? I'm only gonna say this once. Are people so attached to characters that they want to pretend that we never age? Everyone here realizes that we're in 2024, right? How many of us are grown-ups? My biggest demographic are grown-ups. We're grown-ass people. We age. You know what aging's like. You probably have parents that are older than you because that's how that works. They have to be older than you. People age. If your franchise is based on characters that can never age to make the franchise go on, and is also based in science, you're in the wrong franchise. You are, because it means the science can never grow. Do you not understand that? For anyone watching, the series like this that are based in anything in science and pseudoscience cannot be bound to the characters because it means that you timestamp it, and you either have to accept the timestamp and stagnation once you run out of ideas, or you enjoy growth. And that's your only two options. Hi, Reagan. It's your only two options. I mean, in 1998, they got the science right. They guessed, they swing, they hit. They perfected it by 96 and then 98. They got Resident Evil science, and it was a guess. They didn't know about the CRISPR process. Like, they didn't know about the CRISPR process. So there's no way they could have known that years later, there's a way to make a legitimate T-virus. And by legitimate, I mean, I've already broken it down for everyone here. They've heard it a dozen times. We can make the legitimate T-virus. Once again, zombies aren't actually dead. So, like, a virus that would create what you see on the screen, that's not science fiction. That's not a science fact that we can do that. And it... Okay, so they got that right. Should we now make all games based in 1998? I mean, we could, but all of our science is based in 1998. So we never get the CRISPR process. We never get more microbiology. We never get the idea of macrobiology. We never get biology in general. It doesn't grow. Health sciences, they don't grow. The idea of what we can, they don't grow. The residents, they all have to stay the same. So all cars are date period. All characters get to stay the same age. I don't know about you, but I, like more other sane people, would have a very big disconnect if I had to play the same game in a franchise over and over and they just kept upping the number. I would like Jill to get older, Leon to get older. I don't want them to see, just, no. Like, what is... You'd run out of everything way fast. In 1998, Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys ruled the world. Yeah. Everybody wants to rule the world. And da 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 da. No, screw it. Da 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 da. I haven't warmed up at all. Zero vocal exercises for me today because, as you guys have heard, pulse flow for oxygen. I refuse to call this a flow. Are you kidding? I'm like dying over here trying to get deep breaths. Oh, Tears for Fears is awesome. Are you kidding? Uh-oh. I don't know where that talking point came from, but oh yeah, I love Tears for Fears. But like the baton has to be passed off. All franchises have to go through it. Either you end the franchise and start another one. You date your stuff, backdate it. Let me point you to Metal Gear Solid. If you really like the idea that you have to have everything dated, but you make pseudoscience and stuff, just go play Metal Gear Solid. Their timeline is all over the place, and technology that could not exist exists in Metal Gear Solid 5. Just go play that and leave us people alone. Oh, screw you.
Come on.
Uh-oh, no. No, it killed... This part. Oh, this part. Running it effectively and efficiently without using anything, any unlock. Like, I have a guide to get S rank easy for Inferno. Inferno in this game, S rank is one of the easiest things you can do. I'm not gonna say why, because I'm probably gonna end up having to make the guide for my career to continue the way I would like it to. Even though I've said before I didn't really want to. I like my career to be able to take certain places, and therefore it means that I need to treat this the way I need to, because eventually this becomes a part-time job and I'm a nurse. That's where I want my career to go. I want to be working night shifts as a nurse. I would like to be showing up. I would like to be on the floor right now. And I'm working 3 days a week, intensively. I would like to be a nurse. I now know what my good, true calling is. It's in the healthcare industry. Good night, Crazy Coon. What's going on? I mean, thank you for supporting once again. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. I know for right now, since it's a full-time career, I need to do what some people have been bugging me to do for a long while. Just so I can continue on and do stuff. Like, I've got a whole new Discord made, and Jeffrey's been diligently telling me to put it up every single day. Unfortunately, my dad's been in and out of hospitals for a month and a half straight. Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, I've asked Jeffrey to keep on top of me. That's the only reason I know I have objectives other than trying to keep people alive and being a dad. Like, Jeffrey's the only reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't even probably be doing this. I'd probably be already donating plasma, trying to write off this, trying to write off what me being on oxygen. Just telling him, don't worry about it. Just take my plasma, and I'm healthy enough for it. Just trust me. I'll drink a lot. I'll drink liquids. Just take my plasma. Yellow boy? You know the thing that's charging my portable monitor out there? Like there's a USB-C plugged into my portable monitor. It doesn't look like the HDMI. Just unplug my monitor and plug the USB-C into that. I'm not using that monitor right now. What time are we looking at? So you're gonna have another donut hole. That I make it a circle. Yes. Yeah, one of the cheap portable monitors. That's what I use to try to get things done. It's a backup. If anything goes down, I need a backup, and I use a portable monitor right now as a way to be able to take work somewhere else. I've got backups to being able to do things. Trying to keep it going consistent. I really thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, like I think the one that's out there is $60, and it's Does anyone care about the portable monitor that I've got? Do people want to see it? I've got one that costs $30 when I got it, and I've got one that costs $60. And the $30 one is a 1080p, but it's finicky. And then the return window ran out. The other one is it works. What was I talking about? Oh, there's I'm gonna do the I'm probably gonna do the guide so I can keep doing so I can keep doing the things I'd like to do, but eventually, like, nursing is my calling. I'm gonna get into that. I'll bring nursing into my streams because we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I want people to be I want to turn my channel into someplace that we come, we chill, we talk about random stuff, we talk about the game that we're playing. Maybe we play Resident Evil, maybe we don't. Whatever you guys want to do, we have fun as a community. We bring back community nights, things like that. Because I want my channel needs to be fun for me. Because eventually my channel will be my break time, as I will be a full-time nurse. Hopefully, like, by 40, I'm on the floor. I'm a full-time nurse. And so I'm gonna take on one stressful job. This doesn't need to be another. But for this to continue going while I, get my degree and get the board of nursing to let me on the floor. In the interim, I need to do a few things that people keep bugging me to do and what YouTube's asking while I do the things I want to do. Listen, I love having conversations with you guys. YouTube hates it. They hate that I pause and talk to you guys. They hate it so much. They want me to do blogs and vlogs and everything. They hate that I do this so much. They want me to treat you guys like you're not there in any way, shape, or form. Just unless you put it up on the screen as like a super chat or a pop-up that's read out loud, they don't want me to talk to you, really. And I don't understand that. Like, they want me to communicate with you that gets you engaged, that gives them money. And the way that I could talk to you guys is like human beings. So at the end of like some of these talks, I'm not saying, and therefore, if you want to see the next thing come up, do a super chat. And we're not doing like mini games right now of like scaring me poopless so that you're doing super chats to scare me, which is coming back up. We're going to do that again. You guys will be allowed to scare me in various games. But eventually this will need to be, and I really have to define, this will have to be a break for me. Because nursing's hard and stressful. And maybe you only work 40 hours a week, but that 40 intensive, people's lives are in your hand, hard and intensive. So
Here we go.
With that said, like, whatever I gotta do to make it so eventually it's fun for me to come and do things no matter what I do, and so that YouTube can recognize that. I like doing a lot of everything. My druthers all be told, I'd be marathoning things like Dark Souls, or if I didn't have the nasal cannula to cover up too many of the noises, Elden Ring, since I haven't given that one enough time, or I'd be going through the in and outs of like what's another one? No. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me, bro.
Come on.
Oh, they just spawned. Okay, get it. Oh, there's still one more. I forgot. I always get tagged by the other side for this one. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I couldn't shoot fast enough. Zigzag. Serpentine. Got it. Oh.
Okay. All that leaves is the main power switch. Enjoy that.
Need a second. Sorry. Little. I'm not breathing like I should probably. One Alyssa, just one S. We have another Alyssa that's Alyssa boy that's two S's. Alyssa versus Steven. Alyssa beats me hands down. Are you kidding? Alyssa knew since she was young that she wanted to be a nurse. I figured it out when I was older. She's already registered nurse on the floor and she's a charge nurse. I have to work up to that. Nurse off, my money's on Alyssa. Anyone actually want to put money on me? If we can all get a pool going, if we could all get a pool going of like nurse off, Alyssa versus me, I'm gonna actually have Alyssa throw it so I can take all y'all's money, because I'll be the only one betting on me. I'm gonna be the only one betting on me. I'm taking all y'all's money. And I'm feeling nothing about it, because I'm warning you right now, that's exactly what I do. I'd sit there and I look you dead in the eye and I say, I thank you. And you say, for what? And I say, for this. Just take all of it.
Carlos.
All right. Since we're actually going for a little bit of speed, we don't get to sit here and kill Nemi like we do, you know, knife fighting him. Actually, since I just saved it, we get to let me feel better that I'm actually killing Nemi, because I'll knife him to death real fast. That shouldn't be a big deal. That'll get me into my skill set.
Are you shitting me?
Come here, dude. Okay. Didn't give me much to work with there. Shoot! Alright. We're gonna do this a few times. I usually kill all the Nemis. I really don't like the idea of not knife fighting Nemesis.
Carlos, it's Jill.
Yeah, Alyssa wins. But I mean, it's not a competition. I already know that my fascination is cardiac. Just don't ask me to be like a CC or something like that. Not right now or whatnot. Like I already know that what I like would be good in certain circumstances, but not universally. There's certain things that make me the dorkier side come out of me. Without a defense coin, his smackdown is a one-hit kill. Write that down.
Carlos.
And then as soon as I'm finished with him, if it takes oh my god. But I'm gonna do a few things hopefully here in the near future that means that I can do more of the things I'm passionate about. Listen, if you're here right now and you like this channel, I'd rather be playing. Let's make a list of what I'd rather be playing. I didn't know the guides would do as well, and still only about I recently learned that it's overestimated. Only about a fifth of the people subscribed to me came from the guides. I thought it was you know, gotten up to about a third. I got my my analytics back because I had to do it for a company, for a possible deal and whatnot. No. I dodged again, and it did not. Okay, gotta get better, gotta get good. We'd be playing Nier, so we'd be doing anything Yoko Taro, which includes, I'll probably play Drakengard live, Drakengard 3 live. I won't play Nier, I am so used to saying Gestalt. I won't be playing Nier and Nier Automata live again. I want to do a full playthrough that are for static videos, or I'll do the whole thing where like chat's taken down and I can tape it at the same time. FromSoft Gaming, just in general. If you had to restrict me to one franchise, it's absolutely Dark Souls. Like that's because there's a challenge. There's so many different ways. It's so intricate. Like. There's so many things that can go with it, and Jeezness. Oh, I'm doing this until I beat him with a knife, and then we're just moving on. God of War, yeah. God of War Ragnarok, we'd be getting to that. Armored Core, we'd be on top of that. I would have actually streamed and recorded in the background Final Fantasy games because I keep getting copyright hit by other YouTubers. So if I'm gonna do it, I gotta stream it. So like Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth and all that. I don't know if Wrath is because there are challenges I still suffer.
Are you shitting me?
Ooh. Seven through his back. Thank you. No. No! Oh god. Give me strength alert.
We would like to buy one child, please!
You are very much entertaining. Here's a token I appreciate. Thank you, Sneaky972. I appreciate that. Hashtag sneaky. Oh, I need to finish Tormented Souls up really badly. I've had to fight so many bogus copyright claims. They're not fun to deal with. Okay, but I hit the button. All right. No. We can do it. Am I racking up time? I sure am. Every time I hit continue, I'm just racking up time. Let's see if they fix that in this game. Can I load just from this real quick and it reset my timer? In case I just decide to just keep going and I don't care anymore. Oh yeah, sure, they fixed that.
Carlos.
Hey, Luis, what's going on? It's been a hot second. Luis over there, it's unlockable in the game. It's an unlockable thing. You just do some things. I was about to say, you just do the things. My stupid brain was about to kick in and be like, just do the things, and it's unlockable. No, no, no. You cheated. You cheated and you know it. If you cheated and you know it, clap your hands. Nope, I didn't. You did. If you cheated and you know it, clap your hands.
Carlos.
I'm not clapping. Nemi went from one move to another immediately. I'll do some of the things that are needed, but I think the most fun thing I've thought of doing in a long time is, good God, I'm gonna have to ask, but I've been barking up the tree for shadow health. Like, I know it's not a game, but please let me do shadow health as if it is. Oh, he did a 4th hit. Oh, crap. He did a 4th hit. Hold on. Regenerate a little bit so you're not gimping, so I can try to... Okay, that's what happens. Lewis, welcome back to the family. I appreciate that. Usually, I'm way better than this usually. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back to the family. I am disappointed in my lack of skill here. This is disgraceful. Because I even have recovery coins on me and assault coins. Like, this is... I don't have defense on me, which would mean that I can take a pounding. But in the background, yeah, I'm still, for anyone who thinks like, what am I doing in the background? One of the most meaningful things that has been given to me on this channel right now is everyone who's been helping with what we're doing right now. I want to get healthy, and I know I'm being impatient because I just using it, not waiting. Hold on. I know I'm being impatient with my recovery and going through all the PT, because the reality check was just given to me that it's been a month since I've actually been on oxygen supplementation, and it'll be only a few days until it's been a month since I've been in physical therapy. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Right. I think I know the building.
It's been only a week since I've been on this oxygen concentrator.
Not your partner.
That really sucks, and why we're having to do these streams. Because I need continuous oxygen. I can't do this pulse flow for physical therapy. But like, it's mind-boggling to think that I've been on oxygen to help me now for uh, a month ago today was when I got the oxygen concentrator. That's not this one. The one that actually was not portable in any way. It was a Care Companion 5 that I had, and I wasn't on streams, but I was really weak and recovering still. And then it'll be, I believe, starting a month ago. I think this Thursday. Stop your shenanigans! Oh my God, is when I started physical therapy, and I'm still only this good. I know I'm impatient with some things, including my own health. Like I just want to be healthy. I'm impatient also with being like a nurse. Like I want to be on the floor right now. In my perfect world, in my dream, I'd be dealing with the crap on the floor from my charge or from day shift. Then doing this right now. You know, a steady job that, you know, has, you know, medical family, like leave of absence stuff, that has holidays paid for. All that kind of stuff. The whole 9 yards. Not just the money, but, you know, something I feel like I should be doing and should have been doing it for a long time. So like, other than you guys helping me out with affording, like, not letting this. There you go, Nemi. Nope, not falling for the bait. Not falling for it. Nope. Yeah, that. I couldn't catch something you were doing. I didn't like any of it. Crap. Jesus, dude. Oh, come on. I meant to knife fight him, but I keep bringing the pistol out to get heart shots on him. Because I'm... having to do double dodges on him is crazy. Game. There we go. There's his heart. Having to double dodge this guy because he swings again is just crazy balls. No. Deep breaths. No. Oh. Does anyone know what the purple spray is from Nemi's heart? It's the chemical they're pumping him to make him what he is. So they're using the byproduct of the combination of Tyrant and melding Marcus's research with the leech that made the original T virus into the Nemesis, from what I recall, to make the Nemesis. So, like, he is a Tyrant that's modified, but one of the biggest Tyrant's weakness is that their heart becomes too big for their chest cavity. And that's why their heart is on the outside of their body, because instead of making the chest cavity bigger, and for those of you that know about acromegalia, this is true. The bigger an animal gets, the harder it is for them to cool themselves down and have a circulatory system, which is also part of cooling yourself down. So they just put the heart on the outside, so they have that whole thing. That juice is the electrical signal, and that's supposed to be the visual of the stuff that feeds his mutation, it's science fiction. I mean, it's like leech juice mixed with T virus. I was gonna say leech juice mixed with T virus cum. Like it's not actual T virus. It's like what it puts off when it gets real hot. I can't say things like that until I'm healthier. Like, all right. Anyway. Good night, Isla. Thank you for being here. Just.
Are you shitting me?
No. I hate double dodging him because I never know when it's needed. Wrong direction, dude. I wasn't far away from him, and what even was that pathing? What was that? I might pass him up. Like, I just need to run away from him. I need to run away like I'm under attack. What? 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 That is a first. I've knifed this guy to death so many times. My skill is being like I've knife only the whole game, killing all Nemi forms. That was part of what I did, right? Someone would have to check that.
Are you shitting me?
Hate doing that. Okay, that's not fair. He's standing on me. Personal space. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do right before he tramples on you. On your hopes and your dreams. Come on. Is it not the double dodge? Okay. This one is. I hear him. Whew. That's a double. No, it stunned her. Take a knee. Oh my god! That was uncalled for. He's doing it again. What's up with him? You acting weird, dude. Not double? right in my face. Jesus. Oh. He was like 1 or 2 hits away from being down and finished. That's my reaction.
Carlos.
I still have to do physical therapy tonight. Yeah, he's fast. This might be the only one I can knife to death. We don't have that kind of time. I was hoping to be through this game and then into Resident Evil 4 to stop this tonight. Like, you know, do a game per whatever. Resident Evil 4 will take more than one.
Are you shitting me?
I've remembered double dodging, which never thought I'd have to remember that, because I used to just wait to see if the sound was there, and then never double dodge and just dodge. That hit of his. Double dodge. It's because that's why I used to never double dodge. Because if I get it wrong, sometimes he ran out of nowhere. Yeah, he's not turning around. He's turning around. He's not turning around. He is. No, he's not. He makes a squeaky leather noise. Oh, like that one. Let me explain something to you really quickly about taking both your hands and why does this do this to me? Yes, this is way more force. It always bothers me when I see this done. This is asking to break all your fingers. Why don't people actually do proper... I'm not getting into that. You know what? Oh. Okay. Is the oxygen for me? Yes. Because I need continuous oxygen, and I'm on this right now. I'm on a leaf blower. That's it's just not doing it for me. I have to sleep with that sound. But I also have to sleep with the sound of that, and then every time I breathe. So there's both. I sleep with, like, I feel like I should be making sure someone's lawn is taken care of and they pay me. God, that thing. Yeah, like I was saying, I've had 2 units. One was the Claire Companion 5. It's not portable. Then the units got traded out for a portable one, but I need continuous air, and this is pulse flow. And then checking with my insurance, it's $80 a month for me to have a unit in the first place. On top of that, it's paired with the idea that it would be prescribed the physical therapy that goes with that, which is $45 per week. And after looking at all of my options, including people keep being like, rent to own. I don't have a program like that. My insurance won't do it like that. That's why going this route. And then there's another reason for it that I just don't want to get into, other than saying that my dad's also something I've considered for that unit. But
Are you shitting me?
when I clasp my hands, am I right over left or left over right? I'm this. What is this? This is my right hand. This is my left hand. And then when I interlock them, I do that. What is it? What is it? What does that mean about me? Does that mean something about me? Is that my horoscope? I can switch it. I'm ambidextrous. I don't really think about it. I can do that too. I can go wow, 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 wow. and then the backwards way of doing the like what's going on? See, it's a frog. What is going on? I can't see it as well. I can do the. I'm over here doing Naruto hand signals while I'm supposed to be fighting a nemesis. Hey, Christy, what's going on? Finish donating plasma. I need to do that. My ninjutsu. He's swinging again. Hot dog, hot diggity dogger. Ooh. Ooh. If you let him get too close when he's in that position, he absolutely grabs you by the head and pile drives you. Don't go Sonic on me. Or, I'm sorry, Sanic. That's a double? No, it's not. That's a double. No! I knew I was dying before that death. Come on. Just give me one enemy kill with a knife and I'll do the rest of it normally. I promise. Kind of. Mostly. It doesn't actually reset your progress completely. I should be at 30, not 3408. What is my save at? 3148. I knew it. Gotta double load that.
Carlos, it's Jill.
Mike, you're a southpaw. Holy smokes. You're someone that I actually would then I have a great deal of fear with the idea that a lot of things I was taught to protect myself, grab all those things that I don't want to just bring up. You get taught so often with stuff about as if everyone's right-handed that that I don't do so well. That's actually what got me my AKI. For those who remember, a southpaw threw a punch and I didn't handle it the correct way, and they got a elbow shot in at my kidney, and laid me up for that. Southpaw is someone who's left-handed, but specifically when it comes to fighting and boxing, usually the term southpaw is used. When in any something that would make you like boxing, fighting, shooting, southpaw. But that doesn't mean that you are left-handed. Because I too am. I'm ambidextrous. I can bowl with my left or right hand. I shoot billiards and pool with my left and right hand. Doesn't matter. I'm actually better with my left as being dominant for that. Which, if I'm using my right, it means that I'm maybe I'm out of practice with my left, because I usually would like the games to last. I learned from my mom how to shark tables and make a few bucks. So you know. I've made ways, however, I had to make do, you know. Oh God, I did. I got it straight. Come on, it's 8:31. I'm up to 43 minutes with 5 minutes to cool down, and there are hours at which this can't occur. And I can make people very angry if I show up for physical therapy super late. So come on, just get it right, me. Just give me one Nemi kill. How do you align a pelvis? Usually surgery. If you catch it early enough, there are stretches, braces, a lot of things. Usually surgery. There are temporary fixes, but it depends on how it's misaligned. Oh my god. That was uncalled for. I'm not staying at his front. I just turned to wuss mode. He's swinging. Uh-oh. This is not the place you want to be with this, because they'll do the whole scream at you. No! I cannot let it get to me. I am zen as fuck, yo. Let's fucking go. Oh, I have to reload the thing so it keeps the time.
Carlos, it's...
Yeah, if, like, don't take this as medical advice. Please, God, don't, God, please, do not take this. Chiropractor specialties usually lie with lower back. So they can help. Usually if it's a chronic issue, you talk to a neurosurgeon type deal, they'll usually suggest that what level is that, what's causing it, and then go from there. Chiropractors are... And this is a generalization because chiropractors can be very much a scam. But they have two places where they do seem to scientifically through, you know, peer review, whatever, blah, 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 which would be neck, like upper neck and lower back pain. If your thoracic cavity is all screwed up, what you need a chiropractor for, you might not get what you want out of it. My son is screaming full box. I now know that means that he's able to, in Fortnite, build a full box around somebody and trap them in a prison of his own design. Dude, making me triple dodge. can't even see you, dude, and I knew you were gonna do something. Come on, drop. Come on, let's move on with our lives. Let me move on. Come on. No! No. Why did I hit the dodge right then? That was the win. That was the win. No. Anyway, chiropractors, lower back and like your as soon as you get into your T's, upper L's maybe, but your T's is iffy whether a chiropractor can help unless it's upper T's. We haven't seen much evidence that like your mid back, where a lot of people sit and everything. That's harder to do something when you talk about what a chiropractor does, and they have all the same. They use what they call realignments in the alignment tables. I know what they're going at, but you should really usually, for anyone watching, please talk to your doctor, your primary care physician, or a neurosurgeon to talk about whether your back, if you believe your pelvis is unaligned and other back issues, if your back can handle things like a drop table from a chiropractor, because lo and behold, they break backs. You can straight up have your back broken on a drop table from a chiropractor, depending on if your problem comes from a misalignment, osteoporosis, a herniated bulging disc, anything like that. Yeah, oh, they'll straight up accidentally do some bad stuff to you. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, if you can actually get benefits from the VA, use them. I go to the you know what? Chiropractors usually give a massage for a warm-up. You get VA coverage for the chiropractor, go for the massage. Go for the pre. I can't try this many more times before I'm running out of time to actually beat it. Like Resident Evil 3 tonight, so we can move on to Resident Evil 4.
Carlos, it's Jill.
Don't go scaring me now. I do that to the kiddos on a daily basis in micro. You had kids that during the height of the Big C worldwide problem weren't wearing a mask to class, so your kids are easy to scare and also slightly stupid when they're in things like microbiology and not wearing a mask to class. Like, before he kills me, I'm just gonna load this. You got your students are easy to scare. They're easy sauce. I'm gonna aim at trying to scare you. Oh well, you told me some were not even trying and asking if they really, and then yeah, is always there's the well, I'm using it, but since it's covering my mouth, it doesn't count anymore for my nose. I'm taking microbiology while I say this. That's about the dumbest thing I had heard in a long time when you came in the stream saying that was happening. Like, I haven't heard much dumber than that. That's a level of stupid. That's inventing new kinds of stupid just to be more stupid about it. Oh. That was gonna happen. That's how I was. They were. If it's covering my legs, but I'm like, no. Hey, don't go dogging on boxers. They won't remember your insults because of all the head trauma. As a former
Carlos, it's Jill.
part of my training and then part of me keeping in shape was absolutely being a boxer. So I don't want to dog boxers. Oh, you mean boxers that you wear? I was about to say. Are we talking boxers? Like, you don't want dog boxers. Oh God, you just made me think. I don't remember Einstein's quote on it. I know that Einstein's something in particular about Einstein that I'm forgetting. He's one of the philosophical, theoretical, or cognitive, whatever. He's one of the razors. One of the razors is named after him, like Hanlon's razor, Occam's razor. For some reason, everyone only knows Occam's razor. There's like a bajillion of them. There's one that's so important that it's called the flaming sword because I think it's Newton's razor is like Newton's flaming sword, I think, because it's so important. People need to pay more attention. Yeah, there's the Gillette razor. And honestly, if you're really talking about trying to be practical, it's the best a man can get. Daggone it. Yeah, what are the, oh God, I forgot. I didn't even start ads. I was gonna say philosophical razors. Philosophical razors. Hey, look, it's the cheat sheet. I bring this up way too often. Philosophical razor cheat sheet. Which one am I thinking? Einstein's razor. Make things as simple as possible, but no simpler. There we go. I knew it was something about that. I was like, I don't remember his razor being that. Of course, everyone knows Occam's, Hanlon's is, yes. Don't attribute to being a bad person what you can attribute to stupidity or ignorance or lazy. Like it's easier to make sure that you attribute for people being stupid or lazy before you make them out to being assholes. Adler's raisin or Newton's flaming laser sword. What cannot be settled by experiment is not worth debating. Yeah, apparently Adler's razor, and I know why Newton's flaming. Yeah, pay attention to it, or otherwise we have to change the names to things like Newton's flaming laser sword, because it's like, hey, that which cannot be settled by experiment is not worth debating. Can't get people to pay attention to, turn it into a flaming laser sword. Or like Grease's razor is Gloom's razor. I know it's also called like Gloom and then Hume, the guillotine. It's not even a razor. You have to remember that there's Gloom and then there's Hume. And anyway, that's me. That's my dork time. All right, let's keep that at the game. Kiss, like the band, or like From a Rose on the Gray. The more I give you, the stranger it feels. Yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, though.
Carlos.
I like Here's the Gloom on the Gray. Na 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 na. There, no. That's stuck in my head now. I did it to myself. Suck my kiss? I know it's keep it simple, stupid. But I wanted a reason to think of a damn seal going or and singing. And I wanted to put it on everyone else too. Yeah, bestiality is not legal, then why could Heidi marry a seal? Drop mic. Do I even remember the words now that I've listened to it many times? Uh-oh. I've listened to it many times probably in the past week. I thought you lost some IQ. Hey, Lonnie, long time no see. What's going on? Okay. Hacks. Oh. Bestiality part? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I lost some IQ saying it, so it's fine. How could a seal bag a female? He's in the Navy. Thou shalt not say anything in reply to that. Amen. Like, I got... Don't set me up like that. Dude, come on. There are seals here. Why? Dude. All arm... Don't... But... I've got an add-on joke. Fighting at me. The dude used straight hacks. He did the whole wall jump as if I went away from him for a second and came back sliding down the brick wall. That actually is a glitch. That's an error in the game. He's only supposed to do that when he comes back into frame. That's an actual glitch. He did use hacks. The closer I get to beating him, the more he hacks the game. Oh. In a good groove, and then you just sometimes die to a random glitch. Well, I didn't die to a random glitch. I died to a skill issue that time. But I got hurt to the glitch. I can't give you the ad. I can't. I will say this though. I'll tell a tale from somebody else's life, not my own. My dad, serving as a Marine, told me to always make sure that I have proper respect for the Navy, because they're the ones that drop you off where you got to go, but also know that they're gonna at ports try to guess how tough you really are. And I was like, that's never a true thing. Historically speaking, my dad was not lying on that one. Why why there's always the competition of basically whose nuts clank louder, and it ends up being like this brawl for this one. And it's not just my dad's word I have to take on it. I know from him going through that, my dad was in the draft for Vietnam. And before he could be drafted and just told where to serve, he chose to be a Marine. They tried to make him not be a Marine as hard as possible because of it, you know, being smaller. They tried to do everything they could, including they caused a tragedy on accident. But man, did I get to hear some stories because of that got actually backed up by facts later that he was able to fact drop me, where it's people getting in trouble. That's where the facts come from. People getting in just straight up so much trouble of doing the whole thing of just like, I hear you guys are so tough. It is a lot of people in trouble because it's like a Marine kicked all their asses. And I'm like, there's no way. And then I go and find it. I'm like, okay, this is verifiable. My dad legitimately got asked this. Legitimately had a big stink about it. Legitimately is not the one that got in trouble for it. But he was like, I got something I gotta show you. I gotta show you a news article, and then I got something else I gotta show you. And he just showed me two little things that was like him and a friend of his that died in Vietnam. All of his friends died in Vietnam. But it was a thing, and he was just like, he doesn't like talking about all that, but he does prove that he doesn't want to talk about it. But he did show me. So they were basically I believe they're in the Pacific. I think they're in Hawaii, but somewhere. They weren't in California anymore. I think they might Hawaii, or they might have been in Japan. And they're at port, and apparently a bunch of guys from the Navy did the whole picking the fight with I hear you guys are tough thing. And and my dad, being 5'8", as far as I can understand, didn't want to be involved to get in trouble because he's already the one that got punished for other things. He didn't want to like land himself like. No one wants to get our court martial, land yourself in the hole. Like no one wants any of that shit, right? But he had a buddy that was getting ganged up on, and there's like 6 guys, and so my dad just decided to jump in and say, like, I think my buddy can take 4 of these Navy asshats at a time. And so his whole MO was basically body slamming one and knocking the other guy out, going as far as he could go to get something to drink to make it look like he was not involved, so his buddy didn't get ganged up by 6 people. And then his buddy took the bottle and used it to bash the head of one of the guys and got in trouble, and it turned into a thing that actually got reported and all that. So my dad went to find a prop, and that sounds, my dad was 18 at the time. That is the most 18 and you're in the military thing you could possibly do. I don't want to get in trouble. No one's looking. Let me go find a prop to try to prove that I didn't have anything to do with. So he goes and tries to go find a soda bottle. His friend grabs it at some point. He go, and he still didn't get in trouble, but he was just like, no, I can show you that one. I was like, oh my God, Dad, no, don't. Okay. Actually, I call my dad Rick. My dad was mopping the rains. Don't make me laugh, dude. I could barely breathe. Like the last 5 times I've been at physical therapy, Duncan Sheik coming on when I start doing breath exercises. I'm like, all right, it's easier to do breath exercises once you get moving. All right, so let's start doing the deep breath in and then out with pressure while being on this. Okay, well, how do I do it? Let's distract myself. Singing. Duncan Sheik coming on. I know what you're doing. See it all too clear. And I'm like, I know what's coming up. You asshat of a playlist. You never play Duncan Sheik. What's anyone know where that song's going? I only taste the saline when I kiss away your tears. Really had me going because wishing on a star. Everyone knows what that song is, right? Because I'm wearing as Duncan Sheik, and the song's called. It's such a dick move that my playlist did. Black holes that surround you are heavier by far. I believed in your confusion, so completely torn. Must have been that yesterday was the day that I was born. Not much to examine, nothing left to hide. You really can't be... Somebody, please. If you have to ask me why, I say goodbye. 'Cause I am... Name of song, please. Somebody know that song, so you know why that song is just such a douche move during your rehab, during your physical therapy, to get your lung function back. When that song comes on and you're actually trying to do all of the exercises and singing now. Thank you. The song is called Barely Breathing. 'Cause I am barely breathing and I can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding. Imagining you care. And I'm sitting there going, I am so pissed. Why is Barely Breathing coming on my playlist when I'm gasping for air and I'm like, I gotta get through some lung exercise. I gotta do it. Of course, I probably sound like crap right now, but it's fine. It'll probably come on the playlist again. Oh yeah, Duncan Sheik is... No, please God, no. Duncan Sheik got slept on even back when Duncan Sheik was popular. I mean, and then sadly... I mean, not sadly, don't misinterpret this. Duncan Sheik was a very, very, like, tormented, depressed person that really found, like, his own inner light and his own inner strength. And, oh my God... Sanic. And shut up, Patrick. I have a nasal cannula in. Don't at me right now. How much can I do? I'm only trying this 1 or 2 more times and then like I'm out of time. The song Serena.
Carlos, it's...
That's so pointed. And then he got happier and his music got worse. That's what I was going to say about Duncan Sheik. He got slept on. He got happier. I got to join in with a photo shoot that I thought I was going to be helping a photo shoot a long time ago with Duncan Sheik for his new album with Zach Arias doing some stuff. I shouldn't name drop people. Crap. I'm sorry. And then that didn't happen. And then like that album just... didn't have, and I was like, what's wrong with this album? It just doesn't have a kick to it. And I'm like, it's because he's not depressed anymore. So that is not like, it's sad to know that like I connected with him so much because he was just really, he had some tough times. It's kind of a trend. Red Hot Chili Peppers didn't like their depressive state and drugs and everything, and they got sober and they got better. As long as you already liked Red Hot Chili Peppers and you didn't like Mother's Milk. As long as you didn't like Dave Navarro being involved. You can like Mother's Milk, just maybe not. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Think Puddle of Mud's blurry. Yeah, there you go. Apparently songs you can only tone for by clenching your butt. You just have to actually like sing. I'm only trying one more time. Like that like what were we going for? Like he goes for the whole thing. I think I know what you're talking about, where he does the I know, like that I know what you're doing, see it all too clear. But he's singing real nasally, soft palate down, like he's doing all those things. Butt clench. Stained is a better live like that. I'm trying to. No, not audio slave. Don't you take that back right now, so bad guy. Not audio slave. Chris Cornell is not. People trying to sing Chris Cornell, him like Jeff Buckley, trying to sound like people like that. In the music industry, you will find that like while people trying to imitate it, like he is very guttural is a good. He uses his vocal flaps very, very well, but his tone is so pure that there was a I have to go find the article to reread it sometime. It was not too long ago. It was just an article about who do you like, someone talking about like Pavarotti and other singers. They're up on big stages. You're talking about like the idea of operatic singing and all this other stuff. And there's an interview to do with all of that. And they're giving all these things about like classically trained is not, it can be brought into mainstream. Not enough people do it. Not enough composition. They got sidetracked a little bit, like talking about things like akin to the idea of Metallica actually composes their music. So that when people try to sit there and like, you know, there was a whole era that started copying people like Metallica and they didn't realize that there was a composition behind Metallica's music. So even if it just sounded like heavy metal rock to you, like if that's all it sounded to you, like a grunge sound, then you were going to screw up because it was a composition. And so you were just going to do all the things that sound like it should make it without making it. And so there's a whole long interview, and there's somebody that was very respectable, and that's what's driving me nuts. The name is slipping me. And then they asked the final like question. They're like, so historically speaking, of like all the people, who do you think is actually like would be the best person to look at for like best vocalist of someone to of the things you've talked about? And without missing the beat in the interview, it ended off with Chris Cornell. Like they were talking about all of these, like they went to Juilliard and they did all this other stuff, and they're up on like they sang in every big they've been opera, they've been stage play, they've been this, they've been in bands. They're well rounded. They're omni singers. They can sing the phone book to you. Who's the best singer do you think ever? It's Chris Cornell. Where would Temple of Dog land on the list? Well, where would it land? It would be on the table. And we're farming babies while the slaves are working. I'm sorry. I was just reminded of that. Dadgummit. I gotta just move forward in this game because we're not gonna get anywhere. Why was I reminded of that of all things? Why that? Anyway, I'm just gonna go back to my little corner and do my thing. I'll keep this save for later. Oh, those snazzy glasses prescription. Not only prescription, they're the cheapest ones that I could find that could fit my face on a certain website that doesn't pay me, so. Break out of it. No. Blood is on the table. Mouths are choking. I hit that wrong, but I'm going hungry. Because all I was thinking of Chris Cornell at that point doing the, that's the butt clench. People tried to do that one. I can't breathe enough air to try to even fake that high pitch, but Chester and Chris Cornell singing on that one, the I'm going hungry, and that high, I'm hungry, that high pitch part, God, that's a butt clencher. Trying to fake Chris Cornell. For some reason, that saying that reminded me of that song, and I just dadgummit. You know, we started with the shaming into the guitar lessons when I wasn't $1,000 behind on rent. We all know that, right? I really need to get back with the guitar. Oh yeah, Eddie Vedder. The thing about Eddie Vedder, God, I can't. Okay, I gotta just play through the game. Like, I can't do the both things. Like, we gotta choose which one. Do I keep? I'm gonna take a quick vote while I say this. Do I keep knifing Nemi for a few and getting my knife kill before I finish the game and move on? Or do I just move on? Start poll. Knife Nemi. Or move on? Question mark. Knife, and then the second choice is move on. Eddie Vedder's one of the seven of those that kind of had that range that Tomber, like, you know, with Laney and all that stuff, blah blah blah. There is a thing to be said. I saw that, and all I can think of is that Chester, that 17-second scream on Bleed It Out, yes. Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell share the same timbre in their vocal track, but Chris Cornell hits, like, I'm not saying Eddie Vedder isn't a good singer. Chris Cornell is as close to pitch perfect you're gonna have from somebody, like, pretty much in our lifetimes. It's a very, what he did, how he was a singer, it was crazy that he could do what he could do in the studio, live, you know, acoustically, all that stuff. Like that he just, so Eddie Vedder is, it's not saying anything against him. It's just, there's two things, like Chris Cornell, I love Eddie Vedder too. He's this amazing singer. The reason that Hunger Strike works as a song that most people know of, what I was just singing, I'm going hungry, with Eddie Vedder singing that lower part, is that the timbre of their voice is the same. Eddie Vedder just sings lower than Chris Cornell does. So the timbre is so the same that it's, when you have them harmonizing against each other and singing with each other, and the one goes up, the other stays lower, and you have that, I'm going hungry, like that whole high thing, but not falsetto. Like it bounces off each other so gracefully. It's so nice. And then you get to see Chester covering Eddie Vedder's part when Chester and Chris Cornell did a live thing, and Chris Cornell was gracious enough to step back and sing Eddie Vedder's part, so that Chester could sing higher, and you can find that on YouTube. So he could sing that song, Hunger Strike, and sing the higher register of the going higher. You can hear Chris Cornell's voice sound just like Eddie Vedder during those times. It's just like crazy. You can just hear the timbre, like when he goes lower, it's like he's got the Eddie Vedder's like sound in there. Yes, Chester's cover of Adele's Rolling in the Deep is magnificent. It is. You know what's even better? Like his bro ship that he had with Mike Shinoda behind him, because when he starts trying to sing Rolling in the Deep, he starts too high. I think he's 2 steps too high. So like he would have been in tune with, I guess, the piano still, but like Mike pulls him back there and is like, wait, hold up. You'll see at the very beginning, that's how close they were. Like he pulls him back and tells him like, no, boom, 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 start here, don't go any higher. I think that's the actual note he plays on the piano. And he's like, all right, and he starts back over, because he starts way too high and it would have pushed him too far. And like Mike noticed immediately and was like, no, back up. He was gonna go for it. And it's still great. He sang it. He sang her song in her city. All right, we're moving on. All right, it's kind of crazy. So it's just a. Those are the musical kind of things that I really.
Carlos, it's Jill. I've restored.
Hey there, what's going on? Those are the musical kind of things that I really like. I hook onto and I think about. And Eddie Vedder and Chris were good. They share that timbre of that certain range that they both can sing. It's like their vocal tracks were just like stamped from each other. But Chris Cornell, jeezums.
You shitting me?
I hated it when they tried using AI to voice him on LP newer. The song doesn't come close to him song. Are you talking about the songs that they didn't release for things like Hybrid Theory because they had enough stuff? Because there was a lot that, like, what are we talking about for his AI? A lot of it was actually stuff dropped on the floor, like they just didn't release. I'm not aware of any AI generated voices for Chester. I know they did AI generated music video. Oh, the new one with Emily. Oh. Yeah, people just need to give Emily a break and a chance. We'll never get Chester back. This is why we can't have nice things. Everyone needs to listen to Mark Morton's song, Cross Off. Best thing Chester did is pretty incredible. I have to go check that out. Yeah, the I wish people would like get the wad out of their panties type deal. And give her a chance. Thank you, Patrick. Because we'll never replace these are irreplaceable people we're talking about. And people keep pretending as if someone is their replacement when in fact instead there is a band that lived beyond Chester and they'd like to keep making music, please. Let's give her a shot as a musician and stop, because I'm really tired of seeing all the hate that's like directed at her just because she had the audacity to help them continue making music. I got gangbanged. Yeah, I have no problem with it. People are going after her past. Okay, I don't have to agree with her as long as, like, she backed someone that I severely do not agree with. She's come out publicly and addressed that, saying that she doesn't back them. That was something that, you know, her younger self regrets and everything. And I appreciate people who can own up to their mistakes.
Carlos.
And everything. And then people want to dog her for something else. And I realize that no matter what she does, she's not going to get out from under scrutiny. Because what people are really trying to do is just make you not like something before giving it a chance. Because so far, they've treated it with a lot of elegance, I think, of trying to introduce somebody that, like...
Are you shitting me?
Like, they're not... No one, again, will ever be Chester. Yeah, little boy? I should leave soon. Yeah. I'll help you. I'm not right now. I'll help you decide. Can you have what? A few.
Carlos!
Yeah, I mean, everyone is emotional when it comes to the idea of what to do. I never understand it when people don't have a little bit of sympathy, if not empathy, for a situation like that. We've all had loss. We've all felt like there's a loss that we can't overcome. Like that there's no way to fill that gap. And I know it sucks and it hurts, and that's an understatement. Like, I mean, I'm still grieving 8.5 years over my brother hard. Like, I didn't get the shot off. I think what too many people are trying to do is do exactly what you just said. I was about to say that. I think they're trying to get her to fill shoes. She's not there to do that. She's not Chester's replacement. She is helping to restructure a band that lost its frontman.
Carlos.
That she's not a replacement. I mean, so she, as long as we keep thinking she's got shoes to fill, she'll never be good enough. Well, eventually will there be something that comes out and she's like, she's a baby eater. She eats babies. Like, then I wouldn't be able to listen to that music because it's like, well, Emily's a baby eater and I really am pro babies. So like, since I'm on the side of advocating for babies not being eaten, I've got to be against Emily. Oh, I'm talking too much. I died. At this point, though, they should have just called the new band something else. Yes and no. There's a whole band that still is grieving that they can't make music the way they used to. I mean, that's kind of up to interpretation. Yeah, like on paper, Patrick, you're 100% correct. My son just asked me when I'm going to physical therapy and made me realize I've run over. We might have to finish up more of this tomorrow during the day when my son's in school. Because my son has baseball tomorrow and I've got so much going on, and then I wanted to be at Resident Evil 4. I just want, it's tough because here's my take it or leave it. I will say my reasoning behind this. I'm gonna bump my oxygen up to a 5 when I say that. Hey, Chadwick, here's my take on it. Take it or leave it. You don't have to take it at all. Here's what's going on. I think everyone involved with that whole thing still grieves in their own way. I think Mike Shinoda and the band putting out unreleased music is still them showing that they're still reeling and grieving, like, from the loss of not just their frontman but their friend. But on top of that, you know, bands and musicians many times grieve through their music. So it's not that they just lost their frontman and their lead singer. They lost their way to grieve as musicians together, right? So that's the first thing. They lost their way to, like, come together and figure out, how do we get through this? Because, and it's not to downplay other musicians in the band, but if it was like, no one paid as much attention when John Frusciante got replaced twice in Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? He didn't die. He just went to do solo stuff. Like, you know, Dave Navarro comes and steps in, and no one bats an eye. John Frusciante teaches another guitarist how to play like he does. Plays the same licks. No one says anything. If someone came and tried to replace Chad Smith as the drummer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, some people would say some stuff, because Chad Smith is actually, go check out Drumeo and see that he can play blind, and he's probably the best musician out of all of them. It's just to say, like, you lose an iconic part, but usually the frontman is the iconic part. So, like, if we were replacing a guitarist, if we were replacing bassist or drummer, something like that, you know, your stereotypical band composition, we wouldn't be getting all these fits from people, because Chad Smith, Drumeo vids are a section of mine too. I've watched all of them at least a dozen times. At least. Especially when everyone else on Drumeo, like, listens to the song all the way through without the drum track. And then he's just impatient and is ready to just, like, he's like, oh, I can tell this is in 3. All right, let's go. And it's just, like, 30 seconds to Mars, he hears. He heard 29 seconds of it on the 30th second he was playing. Yeah, you just said the same thing I did. I was saying the 30 seconds of Mars. I knew this was coming up. My chat says I beat you to it. You popped up saying that after I had said. So anyway, this is what I have to say about it. If, let's say, a guitarist for a band dies, no one would be this critical, and they wouldn't be under such scrutiny. But on top of that, in the grieving process, when you don't lose your the person that kind of, like, the Stan Lee of the comics type deal, he's the one that made it so that there's something separate than DC. That's why Kirby ended up leaving. That Stan Lee stopped working at the comics and started working at being like a celebrity to promote the comics So that because DC and Marvel were once one thing, and Kirby and Stan Lee were given the liberty to make their own characters and own things they could do, but the shelves kept stacking DC like Superman in front of like new characters that were being made by this little subsidy of Marvel. So Stan Lee became a like celebrity going place to place to promote, while Jack Kirby's back there doing all the work, and that created a fallout. That kind of thing. Like Stan Lee became a face of something. If the MCU hadn't been created through movies and all that stuff, and it's already kind of falling apart, you would have seen it fall apart. I don't know many good examples to use that are more current, because I think the second problem is we are living in a time of technology where everyone's got an opinion. You're listening to me on YouTube while I'm playing a game and talking about music, so take that for what it is. But where everyone's opinion influences everyone else's opinion, and it's hard to feel like you've got an original thought, original feeling, original anything. So that there's that. And so like you want to go and replace somebody, you might hear the first time you might hear the vocals of the replacement singer to another band in the past might be on the next album they drop or the next live concert. Maybe it's televised. And now we're in a time where it's on the internet and everyone judges it. A lot of people didn't go there to enjoy it. They went there to just judge. And that's never a good way to start something. Starting things like being judgmental of like, oh, she's got shoes to fill. No, she doesn't. They've got a band to fill, and there's something inside. My take on the whole thing is more simple than you think. They grieve. They want to be able to create music. And it's quite obvious from the tracks that they dropped. Taking old work of Chester's, old work they did, probably just made it worse. Like, from my perspective, I don't know these people personally, but the way I see it, I don't see how you could drag up those memories. Drag up the waters to the depths, give up their dead. Like, that song is now in my head, damn it. Yeah, Fuel is another band slept on all the time. That's Hemorrhage. Anyway, so I don't know why they never got bigger. So technology plus that equals we kind of jumped the gun on judging, and then we immediately wanted her to fill shoes. And instead, we kind of got to recognize that the name didn't change, because how many tracks did they really have that they left off of Meteor Hybrid Theory? How many times did Chester lay down vocals and they truly just left it off the album that we get before they remember the good old days where they need to go and finish it off? They need to go and do composites of like AI to make a video or something, because Chester's still very dead. They just took vocals from unreleased stuff. So there's one side of this where you have to think there's got to be some people involved in the music creating process that tried to fill the gap and like they tried to feel better and mourn through their music by using their dead friends' vocals and tracks. And for some people in that process, it had to bring up emotions. And then eventually it just had to come to the point of like, we're going to go forward with like, somebody's got to be the lead singer again. We want to be able to sing. We want to make music. This isn't doing it for us. And of course, now we've got family members who just saw, like the brother turned on being like, why did you replace him? I can understand. Like if someone just tried to make me feel like my brother just got replaced after something he did incredible, and that like somebody else just got thrown into his position, something that I believe only he could do, I might get a bit like territorial and start pissing all over everything they have to say. And on the other hand, you've got band members who are just like, we finally get to move on. We're not stuck in the past. We've got a future again. And so like I can see, and then you've got a fan base who doesn't know if they're doing a disservice by moving forward with the band. But historically speaking, we would have made our own conclusions based off of like an article of Rolling Stones, plus buying the album that they dropped, plus maybe seeing them in concert, if we like who the opening act is. So we decide to go buy tickets, right? That's the point I'm trying to get across. That Chester dies like 1980. We got to look for a new frontman. We go through this whole process. You read an article on Rolling Stones, you hear Time Magazine make a mention of it. You find out in local newspapers, some people in their articles for the music section say that they've heard some things. You read it, you don't got the internet to go by. Maybe they put it up as a LP, EP, something that you can hear. Maybe they don't. And then the first time you get to hear is at the concert, that you see it live, and you're just like, wow, like, you know, the whole performance, like, did it for me or it didn't. Or you get the album and you're just like, the album, like, I feel the chemistry of the band again, or I didn't. And now everyone's like racing to make a judgment so fast and to make an opinion so fast, to have their 15 seconds of opinion fame so fast. This thing is quick pulsing, telling me I'm not breathing enough. Sorry. It's like, it's just, my honest opinion is there's no way to make everyone happy, but the only way that the members of the band together were going to move on was to not rename the band. That was gonna hurt the members of the band. The trade-off was to hurt the idea of what Emily had to do, which is now being perceived as filling shoes, which made the brother upset, which made some fans upset. But in reality, it's a bunch of grieving people trying to grieve with a lot of opinions, and everyone needs to get their opinion out in the first 30 seconds that something happens, or we move on and we don't care anymore about what they have to say, because that's how the internet works. Like, you're either right there on top of it, you make your own divot where people have to come to you for your opinion because you're a trusted source, or you just miss the bandwagon and shut up. We already talked about that last week. We're on to the new thing. So that's kind of what I feel about it. I haven't even, and that's from someone who hasn't even listened to her, really. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I do have to go. I have to go. To have everything work out, and it's a school night for my son. I do have to go, and then I have to die on the way back here, and stumble back through the front door with my chest collapsing, because this is gonna suck. Anytime I do this later at night, I show up, like, my cutoff is 10, supposedly. In my head, at least. I don't know what it really is. I just make it worse for myself doing this. Because everything gets worse because I'm wearing myself off by talking right now and doing, like, day-to-day tasks. And no matter how much oxygen I'm giving myself, I'm just going to make it worse. So I probably should have left like an hour ago, but you know, it is what it is. We got nowhere in this game. We got 30 minutes because I got obsessed with the Nemesis. New subscribers of Iron Master Knight. New channel members of... Oh, welcome back, Lewis. Donations for Crazy Cooney, Clown, Red Sword, Sneaky, Mike G, and Roar Itepek. Super chats from Ericus. Thank you guys for being here, for supporting me. I know that bar is back up after we just filled it yesterday of the oxygen. Once again, it's only there because people did chargebacks and a few people didn't have sufficient funds. So it might have looked like it filled up the bar, but I had to put at the point that I had the prescription to, like, I had the prescription provided and I was waiting on hold for an hour to get with the company that was providing my oxygen concentrator. I got them the prescription and all that, and in the middle of being on the phone and doing all of it is when I finally checked and realized that there was like $370.01 in chargebacks, or people didn't have funds, and so PayPal still, or Streamlabs rather, still said it was there, but it wasn't really there. So it said it was there, and it popped up on the screen, and we all thought it was there, and I thought it was there too, and then I had to put it on a credit card that is only for emergencies. And I have $70 left on that credit card. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm all the money I already had from that, I'm dumping on the credit card. I had to just do it right then. I had just picked up Rowan from school. That's when I just bought it. I picked up Rowan from school and realized, oh crap, like I have to put this on a credit card. So I'm sorry that bar's back of like, we're short, but like, I know some people were legitimate. They were trying to help, and instead, they didn't have funds in their bank account, and it, I shouldn't have made the assumption that I had the funds to pay for something without literally checking the business account of like where this stuff goes. So thank you guys for supporting. Thank you for dealing with. I'm not sniffling. This is the air being pumped into my lungs. Oh, well, pumped into my nasal cavity and whatever. Hope to see you guys back here for the next one real soon. I might do this during the day tomorrow so we can jump into Resident Evil 4 Remake. I might do this during the day. We'll see. This morning I was kind of paralyzed in my bed from doing too much yesterday. So I took my son to school and I just laid in after that and looked at the ceiling for like way too long. Because I was hurting. Bye. Oh, there's a super chat. Thank you, Infamous J. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We would like to buy one child, please!
One more from Infamous J. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys back in the next one real soon. Bye. I'll try to give at least a heads up. Hours heads up. It's a daytime stream. Fewer people will be here. It's alright. Everyone hashtag.